Welcome everybody, welcome to the N64 Memories podcast, welcome to episode 7, which is going to be a wrestling special. That's because there is the upcoming Summerslam approaching, and I want to talk everything wrestling with Mr. WWG. How you doing, my friend?
It's me, it's WWG. It's good to be here, man. I'm doing good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I really appreciate you coming on. Before we start properly, I just want to
Appreciate
say
the invite.
I love your content on Facebook. I think it's hilarious.
Well, I appreciate that a lot, man. I'm a big fan of what you're doing over at N64 Memories. That was always my favorite console growing up.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. So today I want to talk to you mostly about the AKI games, the ones that THQ published, because most people think they are the best ones on the console. So I just wanted to see what
Yeah.
your earliest memories are of those games.
Earliest memories? Well, man, I got a couple of them right here in the boxes here. We got
Nice.
No Mercy. This is definitely one that's the most impactful for me for sure. I've played this game, endlessly with my brother growing up. When we were in foster care, that was probably the game we played the most was No Mercy, unlocking all the characters and those immersive storylines that change based on how you play. And of course, unlocking the hoe and then getting your whole game wiped because the glitch strikes you. Always a good time. You know,
Yeah,
that was
those were the
definitely.
earliest. The early cartridges had a bug. That's right, isn't it? They wiped your game.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah. Then
don't.
they made a new one. I guess a fixed one, the USA One cartridge, but it's very difficult to find and quite costly as well.
Oh right, okay, yeah. We didn't have that problem over here in the UK. From what I remember,
Yeah.
because it shipped later. All our games come out later in the UK than they did in America. So I think they'd obviously
Yeah.
fixed that problem before they got shipped over here. Luckily.
Luckily, yeah, for sure. I'm happy that you guys are at least able to enjoy it in its proper intention, proper
Yeah,
design
absolutely.
there. But
Is that
yeah,
the one?
WrestleMania 2000's another. Say it again.
No, go ahead. No.
I was gonna say WrestleMania 2000. That's more of a. It's not No Mercy, but it's kind of a completer game in the sense that it has full entrances that No Mercy doesn't, and there's no glitch. But it's challenging because I feel like the story mode isn't quite as in depth, and the roster is a little bit lacking compared to what No Mercy has. But some people say WrestleMania 2000's the superior game. There's certainly a case to be made for that. And then, of course, my brother, there's WCW versus NWO Revenge, which is in many ways superior to both of those because of the depth of that roster. And then here's the super not talked about AKI game is we have
Yeah.
Virtual Pro Wrestling. Now, if you ever get the sequel, Virtual Pro Wrestling 2, which I don't have at this time, that's probably the most complete wrestling game you're ever going to play. AKI's coup de grace, if you will. The roster of that alone, the gameplay, the dynamics, that's really everything anybody that's a fan of wrestling should want to look forward to.
No, absolutely. I was going to come on to those later, but definitely the virtual pro wrestling games are. I think they're both brilliant. I absolutely love both. I've got both as well. I've only got a cartridge of the
Oh
first one.
yeah, look at
Um, I,
that. Yeah,
I've got the second one complete in box, but it's tucked away somewhere. I couldn't find it in time.
yeah. I
Which I got
don't, I
lucky
don't
with
have
that
the
one.
second one.
I reckon
Yeah,
about
man, I gotta get up.
10 years ago, I think I paid about £30 for it, which is about $50, I
Yeah,
think. Um,
yeah. Today that'll run you about 175, give
yeah,
or take. It
yeah,
could be up
yeah,
there.
yeah. They're both really brilliant games. I can't believe that made 6 wrestling games for the Nintendo 64, if you include those two, and they're all brilliant.
AKI.
Yeah,
That's just yeah. That's just the AKI ones for
yeah,
sure.
exactly. Yeah, and they're the
That's
best
amazing.
ones.
Unprecedented. And they all came out within like a 3 year span.
Yeah, absolutely, and they're all really brilliant. I know what you mean about WrestleMania 2000. I think multiplayer it's a bit more fluid, it's a bit less sluggish than No Mercy.
Yeah, but the thing is, the weapons, like when you run with the weapons against the ropes, they drop, they disappear, and it
Yeah,
pisses me off big
yeah,
time.
I remember that.
Like, where the fuck
Um,
did my stairs go, brother?
yeah, and I think it was almost like a prototype for No Mercy. I think No Mercy is the complete game. That is the ultimate one. The career mode is fantastic on that game.
Yeah, it's hard to disagree with that. It's just that fucking glitch and those entrances. That's what gets me.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. That's a disappointment. Do you play World Tour at all? The very first one they did.
I do happen to have a little world tour action, brother. We do have keep that thing on us at all times. I'm a big fan of it. Again, though, that'll take me back to virtual pro wrestling, that first one, because that's really just world tour on steroids.
Yeah.
It's a much better game. If anyone that hasn't played the virtual pro wrestling games, you gotta experience them. They really just put the other ones to shame.
No, I completely agree. And with the analog 3D available,
Mm,
it makes playing those Japanese games a lot more easier if anyone's got an analog 3D.
yeah, and
Because and
actually, I
it's
go ahead.
no, no, I was just gonna say it's not that expensive. The first one, it's not too bad. It can be picked up for a reasonable price, I think.
Really just depends on where your priorities are, man. You want to pay $75 for 2K26 and then waste more additional money just to be able to play the game, or you want to spend 35, $40 on a game that you can just plug in and play. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I don't think I've played a modern wrestling game since that AEW one. I gave that a go. I didn't really gel with it. I don't know if you played it.
I have AW Fight Forever on both the Switch and the PS5. I want to support it because it's an AKI game.
Mm.
It's got that engine that with all the history behind it,
Yeah,
but it's unfortunately very difficult to get excited about because of that gameplay. Again, it's just not the same. You know,
yeah, yeah.
graphically, it still kind of feels like it's lost in the early 2000s, and
Yeah. It's only okay, isn't it? Ultimately,
it's just
it's
okay. But what I
the
will say, it's a development ground for the AEW games, and I want to see more. I want to see greater competition in video games. I think competition makes wrestling better in all assets, and we need to have AEW. We need to have another AEW game. It's been 3 years now. I would love to see a second development into that. Hell, I really would like to see more wrestling games, period, every year. Like, we grew up in an era where we could get 3 to 4 wrestling games in a fucking year. And that shit is long gone. That shit stopped really with the start of SmackDown versus Raw. You know,
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you look at the Nintendo 64, I can't remember how many I counted, but there was 13 to 16, something like that, wrestling games. If you
just
include,
wrestling. Yeah,
yeah,
just
if you,
wrestling games alone. You got I mean, let's talk about it. You got Attitude, Warzone, fucking Nitro, garbage game.
yeah,
Uh, you know, we had Revenge, World Tour, Mayhem, Backstage Assault, that's 7, WrestleMania 2008, No Mercy, 9, Hardcore Revolution, 10,
yeah,
then the 2 VPW games, that's 12. Am I missing any?
yeah. There was a couple of Japanese ones. I can't remember their name. I've
There
got
was
one
some
in.
more. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, about 13, 14 probably.
Yeah, that's amazing. On one console. Yeah, all
Yeah,
within
but
a 4-year run.
yeah, absolutely. And what I noticed actually, I was thinking about this. These AKI games, the first one, kind of like you know, Well, I was thinking more the Nintendo 64 actually. The
Yeah,
Nintendo
but the
64
first,
came out
the first
literally when.
AKI game, I hate to interrupt you, my friend, but
Yeah.
the first AKI game wasn't actually for the N64.
Oh, sorry. What
That
what
was
was it on?
that was the PlayStation. It was WCW versus the World.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I've forgotten about that one. Yeah.
Yeah, that game kind of laid the groundwork for all the other ones that would follow. It kind of feels like a precursor to World Tour.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. I think it was. Yeah. Yeah. I remember it now. I only played it once. I think ever. So I'm not super familiar with it. But I think the Nintendo 64 games came at the right time because the Nintendo 64 came out when Nash and Hall were invading
Yeah,
WCW, and then the Nintendo 64, the end of its lifespan, was around about when Vince bought out WCW. So that
this thing.
run of games on the Nintendo 64 just hit the right moment, didn't it? The Attitude Era, the NWO, DX, when it was
Yeah,
hot, when it was
it's
really
actually
hot.
amazing when you break it down that way. 'Cause, yeah, we had the first AKI game in '96, same
Yeah.
year NWO comes out, and then that final one, being I think VPW2 came out after No Mercy. Is that correct?
Um, on the Nintendo 64.
Yeah, Virtual Pro Wrestling 2 was that after No Mercy?
No, it was before because it
Okay,
uses the WrestleMania 2000
okay, yeah. So
engine. Yeah,
I think No Mercy was that final AKI game.
yeah. At the
So
end of
right,
2000, yeah.
yeah,
So me like
November 21st, 2000. Yeah.
yeah. So it's what 3 months before Vince bought out WCW.
Yeah, yeah, the foreshadowing there is crazy. It basically,
Yeah,
AKI in many ways carried the Monday Night War. It was the continuity piece.
yeah. Now, can you imagine a game that had come out a year later with the invasion angle and everything? That would
It
have been great.
actually it was planned. It was called Backlash. It was supposed to happen. But the two things happened when you look back. One, WCW went under. Two,
Yeah,
N64 launched the GameCube.
yeah, yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So it kind of it killed that possibility, I suppose, didn't it?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that would have been brilliant. Yeah. So is No Mercy the only one you go back to now? Is that the one if you had the choice?
Yeah, if I could only play one wrestling game for the rest of my life, it's gonna be No Mercy. It always will be because it's the depth of the roster, the survival mode. I'm still trying to fucking unlock Andre the Giant, man. One day it'll happen, but
I can't
it,
remember what you got to do to get him. What is it?
you have to go through all 101 fucking superstars in survival mode, and then
Oh
he
wow.
finally comes out at the end, and you
Yeah, I
gotta,
remember now. I
yeah, and you
remember
have,
now.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember doing that. I'm sure I haven't done that. Um, I come back to it on occasion. I do also like to play some of the fan mods as well, like WrestleMania 10. Have you played any of those?
I like the idea that they're there, but I can't get into a non-released game. It's just, you know what I mean? It feels like,
Yeah,
I don't know, a simulator or some shit. It's cool. I respect the mod community. It's not a dig at them, but I personally can't feel excited about a game that wasn't officially released.
yeah. That's fair enough. I enjoy them for the novelty.
Yeah,
I enjoy being Doink the Clown.
that's
Sometimes
yeah, that's fucking cool. And I always
recreating Razor and Sean's ladder match, for example. That's always a bit of fun.
yeah. I will
Um,
say, Super Smash Bros. Remix is a very good modded game. If you ever played that, and that's the only modded game I've ever got myself to play, and got a lot of great characters in it. You even play as fucking Mewtwo, Giant
yeah.
Donkey Kong. So anyone that wants to check that out, I highly recommend that mod. It's really a
Right.
fucking.
Okay. Yeah. 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 I haven't played that one myself, but
Mhm.
yeah. I mean, fighters. Like traditional fighters, like your Mortal Kombat's and your Killer
Yeah,
Instincts. I always struggled to get into them. I wasn't very good at them. I think that was the
sure.
problem. Um, so Super Smash Brothers is enjoyable for me, but I'm no good at it at all. Absolutely useless.
Yeah, I'm a Gen 1 Smash Bros guy. I can get fucking busy with any of those characters. Hell, even Jigglypuff has the one-hit knockout if you know how to utilize it. But then you put me on the other Smash Bros. Any Smash Bros past Melee, I'm just okay at. But I'm
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
dangerous on that OG one, I swear to God.
Nice. Nice. Any particular go-to characters on Revenge or No Mercy, or do you like to mix it up a bit?
See, I liked creating them. I had Bret Hart fucking lethal as hell. He was the goddamn hitman in that game, man. I actually
Yeah.
took down 77 superstars in the survival mode as Bret
Wow.
until Viscera, gave me the beating of a lifetime and eliminated my ass. You never know what's
Oh,
gonna happen. But if we're not talking about created wrestlers and No Mercy, my go-to is probably Bob, Bob Holly.
Oh
He has a
yeah,
couple
yeah,
ideas. He's fun to play as. He's got a great move set too. As much of a fan of him I am, but he's also a solid guy to play as in the game.
yeah. I've seen your content about Bob Holly. It was brilliant.
Robert Howard.
Yeah, you are a big fan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he actually like when he was Hollywood Holly? Did he actually have the black and pink like Brett?
He
Mm.
did actually. That was in the late '80s. That was his first gimmick. They wanted him to be like a Hollywood knockoff, and
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
it's
Because it was
funny.
funny. He was saying that Brett stole his gimmick and Hollywood Hogan stole his gimmick. I
Yeah,
thought
I
that
mean,
was hilarious.
I like to keep kayfabe, work my shoots for no reason, just to make people laugh.
Because I see you do a lot of photography for wrestling
Yeah,
events. Do you want
yeah.
to talk a bit about that?
So I started working for OVW in May 2025, so a little over a year now. I texted Al Snow on a whim, because I was in the area. I was doing photography for the Army, and it's what I was doing for the whole time I was in there. I was a public relations guy, so they teach you photography because you got to get your messages out, strategic communication, all those things that the Army wants you to do. It results in me being a pretty damn good photographer. Always loved wrestling, wanted to do something with it. So reached out to Al. He said, "Yeah, come on down. Let's see what you got." Took a chance on me, and the rest is kind of history. And we built a relationship from there.
Oh, that's really amazing. That's really cool to hear. Because he always seemed like a great guy, Arsenal. Obviously I don't know him at all, but it just comes across as a really cool guy.
Yeah, it's all about how you approach it. You gotta, he came out with approached me with a good deal of humility. I approached myself with a good deal of humility, and you never try to make it about yourself. Just all about what can I do for you? How can I further your organization with my
Yeah,
services? And if you come with a humble heart, a lot of times, if you don't ask anything crazy and you have reasonable things that you can value and bring to somebody, then you can have a working relationship. Just keep those professional boundaries and don't be a mark. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Just,
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's really cool. He was actually over here about a couple of weeks ago. He was a guest referee at an event near me, actually.
really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because someone I'm friendly with is a wrestler, and
Yep.
he said one of the events he's doing, Al Snow's going to be his special guest referee. So that's really
Yeah, that's
cool.
amazing.
Yeah, I couldn't make it unfortunately, but
Okay.
that would have been really good.
Yeah, that would have been something.
Yeah, I'd say it's really good to hear about your photography career as well. Because you could clearly combine in two of your passions, wrestling and photography.
Yeah, I'm definitely very thankful, for the opportunities that I'm able to have. I don't,
Amazing. One last thing then. Will you be watching SummerSlam that's coming on soon?
it'll be in Minneapolis. I will be watching it. I got to create content. That's what I do. I don't always love everything that's on wrestling. I don't like
Yeah.
everything that's in the current product, but if I don't at least know what's going on, I can't have a somewhat educated opinion on it.
Yeah,
I have
fair
to,
enough.
I can't just create bullshit out of nothing. I can talk all my shit and work my shoots, but if I don't have any foundational basis to talk about it and I don't know what's going on, I just look like an ignorant, old, bitter piece of shit like Bret Hart. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Love
I
you,
would
Bret.
argue. I would argue maybe some of the storylines on No Mercy are a little bit better than the current
Yeah,
product.
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
man. Right. Well, it was great talking to you. Really appreciate you coming on. And yeah, keep enjoying No Mercy. I know I will as well.
Well, sir, I really again want to thank you for the invite, the opportunity to reminisce a little bit about some of our childhood favorites, and I wish you all the best of success continuing to grow N64 memories. I appreciate you, and I'm very humbled for the opportunity to come on here and join your show for a little bit. So thank you, sir.
No, no problem. It's been great having you on. It's been a good laugh. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Take care.
Right. Take care. See ya.
Yeah, yeah.